The Dominican Republic is home to many beautiful sights, glorious mountains, and delightful people. We have taken a trip to work alongside 2 different women-ran organizations to see how they provide for their families while still remaining close to home. Chocal was created in 2007 by a group of women. Before they had made Chocal, there were little to no jobs in the area. They would have to travel away from home to be able to provide for their families. Now that they have Chocal, they are able to work and be close to home and still take care of their families. The process to making chocolate begins with placing soil into bags. The seeds are placed into bags and then put into rows. The plant then takes a minimum of 3 years for the cocoa pods to begin to develop. After the plant grows the pods, the seeds are on the inside covered in sweet-tasting pulp. The seeds are taken out of these pods and placed into rows of crates to take this pulp off. The seeds are kept in crates and rotated once every 2 days for 6 to 10 days. After the crates, they are then laid out on wooden platforms in the sun to dry for 5 to 10 days depending on the weather. The cocoa beans are then taken to a workshop to begin the process into becoming chocolate. The first step in this process is to separate all of the good beans from the small, broken, and flattened beans. The sorting of the chocolate nibs from the shells is next. The nibs are very tiny, causing this process to be very time-consuming. Once separated, the nibs are melted down into a thick liquid and placed into different molds. After the chocolate molds have set and hardened, they are ready to be packaged. The packaging process depends on how the molds were made. They will be in small-shaped candies or bars. The bars are placed into aluminum foil and then wrapped with a Chocal label. The smaller molds are wrapped in colorful foil and placed into little baggies with the tops sealed in the Chocal label. They are then placed in their shop and ready to be sold to the public.
The first thing you have to understand, I want you to understand, is the way the people of the DR are. They're always happy and they're always grateful. Their gratitude has increased even more. Yeah.
The process in Ray Papel begins and ends with paper. The women receive old paper from local schools, businesses, and even cruise lines that help. The paper that is given to the women has to be gone through to have all of the staples and non-paper related items removed. The women then take the paper and shred it by hand. They separate the plain pieces of paper from the pieces with ink on it into different bins. The shredded paper is then placed into a blender with water and passed onto a washing machine. From there, the water-paper mixture is placed into tubs. The women take self-made strainers and sift through the mixture to get a flat piece of paper. After they have made the mold of the paper by sifting out the water, they take the paper off of the strainer and place it onto a shelf to dry. After the paper is dried, it is taken over to flatten out and smooth all of the bumpy areas on the paper. After experiencing both women-ran organizations alongside Fathom, Denise, our impact guide, gave us more insight on how she has experienced the changes in the people of the Dominican Republic within the last year.
Number 1, it provides job. Number 2, it creates a safe space for all these artisans. For example, the Repapel. We have other artisans apart from the ones that does the paper making, that does bead making as well. So it creates a safe space for them to showcase their work. And it creates better well-being because the location is much nearer to their homes, so they could go home and take care of their families as well. Based on feedbacks from us as impact guide and as travelers as yourself, vast, and their profitability has increased and their well-being has increased as well. So I could see that physically for ourselves, yeah.